Well, don't mind the camera. I'm just gonna, move a little bit like this. What a way to start off a video, huh? You like this? Hey. Anyways, City. Obviously, we beat Real Madrid, as you can see my short that I posted probably a couple of minutes ago. But yeah, listen. Um, I have some concerns over City this season, and it's not really about the squad. I mean, actually, wait, what am I saying? It is about the squad. It's not about the quality or the first 11. I think the first 11 of our team is good enough to compete with Europe's best. I think defensively, our backline has improved a lot since last season. The midfield is looking a bit empty, and I will touch on that in a second. But the attack is looking dangerous, and I think that's what's going to really benefit us, our attack. And that's something we do need to build on, Arsenal build on the defense, we need to do it on our attack. But my issue is with this team right now, let me just hold it straight so it doesn't keep you know what? I'm just going to move it right over here, I have a little stand that I use my phone on, so yeah. Okay, shouldn't. Oh no, that's not good. Wait, let me just hold up. This is not very good. I know, yeah, this is not very good video making, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. So yeah, I really want to make this video fast, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. Oh my, absolutely hate this stand so bad. But listen, the main concern I have with this team is the first 11, and not because the first 11 is bad. It's because the first 11 is too good compared to the rest of the squad, right? When everyone's fit, I don't think there are many players on our bench that can get into this first 11. And that's an issue. Because for me, what we're doing right now is incredible, right? We're winning games at the Bernabeu against Liverpool, we're doing well against Arsenal, right? And we're doing these great things, and we're having great performances. But the way we play football is very tiring. And you can see players just looking shattered. I mean, Haaland, he's still scoring, but he looks a shadow of himself from a couple of weeks ago. Doku, I don't know how this guy's not injured. The amount of running he's doing. Same thing with a lot of other players in this team. I think the back line is relatively fine because it's normal for those players to do what they're doing. I think the midfield and attack I'm really concerned about because they're really working their ass off, and it's not good to see them do that because they're gonna get injured, and I don't want them to have injuries. So that's one thing. For me, this January and maybe even next summer, I think this is what we need to do. I'm gonna tell you my plans, all right? Because that's what I need to do. I think we need to get 6 players within January. Now I know it sounds crazy, and it's not gonna happen. But for me, we need 6 players in this team. And when I say 6, I know everyone's gonna think, "Oh, what are you on about? You're an idiot." 6 players is crazy. Hear me out. For me, I'm gonna name the 6 players. The first player is Claudio Echeverri. Now, obviously, he's on loan, right? He literally is a City player. He's on loan to Leverkusen. I think we need him because he's a young player. He's quality. I watched 1 or 2 games of him at the South American Copa America. What? South American Copa? Am I an idiot? Okay. I watched him at the I think it was under 21s or under 19s Copa America, and obviously he's the captain for the Argentinian team there, and he's quality, man. Like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This guy's actually really good. So for me, he needs to be in the squad. He adds depth, right? He's a young talent who's really good, and he can benefit us, right? Off the bench, he looks decent. He only played like 4 or 5 games for us, maybe 6 or 7. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My friends are telling me I need to stop doing that, but it's too funny, man. It's too funny. It's too funny. But listen, I think we need Claudio Echeverri back from loan. He's dying at Leverkusen. They're not even playing him. They're not even playing him at Leverkusen. He's dying there. So we need to get him back from loan. The second player is Vitor Heiss, another player that we signed on loan that we need to get back. Because our defense is good, but I think we need more depth. I think Kusanov is good and he will play. I think Stones can play, but I think he is a bit old, so you do have to manage his minutes. Ake, I don't think should be at the club, and I love Ake because he's a quality player. He's a great guy, but I just think he needs to go. I don't think he's been great. He's not playing that great, so I think Vitor Heiss is a quality player and he helps our back line. I would be looking at maybe a left center back, to be honest, because we do need someone to back up for Gavardiol. He's playing a lot of minutes for us, so we need someone there. And then the last loan player that I need is Naipan. And I know who you might be thinking, who the hell is that? Naipan is someone that we bought this summer, but we sent him on loan to Middlesbrough. Why? I don't know. The guy didn't even play a minute for us. This kid, right, and I've watched some highlights, I've read some statistics about him. This guy is quality. He's about 6 foot tall, maybe 5'11". So he's a pretty tall kid, right? He's about 18 years old, if I'm not wrong. He's Norwegian. He played for Rosenborg, and now he's at Middlesbrough. He's a very young and talented midfielder, and I think we do need someone like that in this team, right? I think he's kind of an 8/6, maybe a 10. I don't know, but he's a quality midfielder, and I do think we need someone like that in this team that's young, that's raw in midfield. That can do the 6, that can do the 8. We need someone like that. Because all we have is unks. We only have unks. I want a talented young midfielder. That's what I want in this team, because we don't have that. I know people say Echeverri, I just said him, but he's an attacker. He's an attacking player. I need a more midfield type midfield, if you know what I mean. So those are the 3 players that I want to get back from loan. Now the 3 signings I want to make. Number 1, Semenyo. For me, this guy has been one of the best wingers in the Premier League this season. Arguably in the world, if you want to do that. Right? We need this guy in this team. You know why? Because he's a right winger. I need a left winger. That's versatility, something that City like. And guess what? Apparently, Fabrizio Romano posted a video. And he said City are going to sign a winger in 2026. Whether that's him or anyone. All I'm saying is, get a right winger. Alright, get a right winger. Get a right winger. Get me a quality right winger, and I'm fine. Right? That's all I need. Semenyo, quality player. And I do think he would really benefit our team, because him in that team, with Foden, Cherky, Doku, Haaland, Marmoush, that is a dangerous team. And it adds depth, it adds quality, and it's just really good. And a lot of our fans hate on Savinho and Bob, and I agree. But for me, I don't think they should be as high in the pecking order as they are, in terms of, if Doku's out, then we have to put Savinho in. For me, it should be, if Doku's out, we should put someone like Marmoush or Semenyo in. I think Savinho, right now, and Bob are 4th and 5th choice wingers. But because of our situation, they're pretty high. They're like 3rd or 4th choice wingers, which is not good, because they're not that great, I'll be honest. They're not that great right now. So for me, I need a right winger. I need Semenyo. Second player that we need to sign, for me, Elliot Anderson. Oh my days. This is the guy that I've watched. I haven't watched too much of Forest. I've only watched them when they face like big 6 teams. But I've read some statistics about this guys. Amount of times I've got, like, if you go on football, right, obviously the app I use, You go in FotMob, you scroll down, you can see defensive contributions, right? And usually for defenders, maybe they be around the 7 or 8 range. The attackers will be around maybe like 3 or 4, and the midfielders maybe around 6 or 7, around maybe 7 or 8, to maybe 5 or 6. But at the end of the day, this guy is England's best 6, in my opinion. I think Wharton is close. I think Wharton was more of an 8. But this guy is England's best 6. The amount of quality he would bring to our team, if we have him or Han Rodri, him and Nico Gonzalez, him and Reinders, him and Foden, the quality that would bring is out of this world. And for me, I would get him this January. I would go all out for him. I know it's going to be cost a lot. That Marinakis guy, he's a prick. All right, he's an absolute prick. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. He's a prick. All right, so getting Anderson's not going to be easy. But we're steady. We do these things. All right, we the big boys. This is our country. All right, we own this league. So Anderson, get him, please. This is an England international that for me can be one of the best in the world. So get this guy in this team right now. And the last player that I don't think will happen anytime soon. I mean, it will happen, hopefully, but I think it'll be more in the summer compared to these ones. It's Tino Livramento, right? Valentino Livramento from Newcastle. He's a quality player, and I think having him in the squad really benefits us. I think he would be our starting right back, obviously. Obviously, he can play left back as well, which I don't think we'll need. I mean, we have Aitnery and O'Reilly. If not them, then Ake. If not them, then Gavardio. So we have a pretty good squad depth at left back. I think right back is somewhere we do need to focus on because Nunes, he's been good. He still had some bozo moments, but he's been good. I don't think he's good enough to be our number 1. I don't think Nunes is good enough to be our number 1 because I don't know. I just don't think he's good enough to be our number 1. I like the guy. I really want him to be our number 1. I want him to be a really good number 1. But I just don't think he is. And for me, Livramento, get him in this squad. That team would be disgusting. Like, this is the team that I'm picturing, right? Champions League final, right? In goal, Donnarumma. Livramento right back. O'Reilly left back. Gavardio Diaz center backs. Strong backline. Midfield. If Rodri is fit, obviously he's going to start. But if not, Nico Gonzalez, Elliot Anderson, Phil Foden. That is such a good midfield. I cannot explain to you how good that midfield is. That is such a good midfield. Right wing, maybe Semenyo, Haaland, Doku. Maybe Cherki, right? Maybe Bernardo Silva, right? Look at the depth in that team just because of 3 signings. And if you want, Naipan on the bench, Vitor Huis on the bench, Echeverri on the bench, Marmoush on the bench, Savio on the bench, Doku, Bob on the bench. Like, that would benefit our team so much. Someone like Nunes, who's been quality this season, on the bench, right? You would have Reinders on the bench. Quality this season. I mean, I say quality, he's been decent this season, right? Like, that would be a great team. And for me, that's what we should be looking to do. So, sum of the video, we need 6 signings. 3 are not really signings, they're recalling players from loan. Echeverri, Naipan, and Vitor Huis. Or maybe Jumaba, but I'd say Vitor Huis right now. And then we need 3 signings. Elliot Anderson from Forest, Semenyo from Bournemouth, and Tino Livramento from Newcastle. Get those players in by the end of the summer, and I'm telling you right now, we will be one of the best teams in Europe for the next couple of years. We will go back to domination because that team is absolutely quality. That's what we need to do. Peace.